What is the action to be taken in order to see that the defects are controlled to overcome the defects for future production? There is always a continuous improvement objective in this, and second one is you try to improve the quality in such a way that you exceed the customer's expectations. The product delivered to the customer meet with the contractual and other terms agreed upon, like the performance, design, reliability and maintainability. Hello everyone, I am Purnima, faculty in the Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. I welcome you all to the session. In this session 4 of Unit 4, let us understand what do we mean by inspection and quality control. Inspection is primarily a comparison with established standards, whereas quality control refers to all those functions or activities that must be performed to fill the company's quality objectives. So, inspection is a comparison with the established standards, whereas quality control is all those functions and activities that must be performed to fulfill the company's quality objectives. So, what are the objectives of the company and how the product has maintained the quality? That will be there. So, inspection is a post-mortem operation carried out after the product is manufactured. It segregates the good from the bad and the defective items may be either rectified or scrapped. Inspection ensures that defective items are not sent to further stages of manufacture and finished products with defects are not dispatched to the customers or sold. So, in inspection, we just segregate all those products which are defective or damaged, and these don't go for further processing or they don't go to the customers to be sold. And quality control, on the other hand, may also include established standards of criteria for the selection of production equipment, tooling and personnel. It often involves statistical analysis referred to as statistical quality control. So, it includes established standards of criteria for selection of production equipment, tooling and personnel. It often involves statistical analysis referred to as statistical quality control. Okay, next, quality control aims at investigating the root cause for defects identified by inspection and taking corrective action to overcome the defects for future production. Now, with the help of quality control, we will be able to investigate what is the root cause for the defect in the production and also take corrective action. So, what is the action to be taken in order to see that the defects are controlled to overcome the defects for future production? Yes, so inspection does not add to the value or quality of the product. So, in inspection, it does not add to the value or the quality of the product. It only ensures that substandard products are not supplied to the customer. So, it just says that if there are any substandard goods or damaged or defective goods, they should not be sent to the customer. Quality control helps to minimize the costs of inspection and rejection. It is an effective tool for integrating the quality development, quality maintenance and quality improvement efforts of various groups in an organization so as to enable production and service at the most economic level, which allow for full customer satisfaction. Now, with the help of quality control, it will help us to minimize the cost of inspection. So, when you are having a proper quality control system, you can try to see that the inspection cost can be reduced, rejection also can be reduced, and it is a system for integrating the quality development. So, we have to see that there is a development in the quality of the product, maintenance and quality improvement efforts so as to enable production and service as the more economic level. So, we should ensure that there is full customer satisfaction. Then, what are the objectives of inspection? So, why it is necessary for inspection of goods? The major objective of inspection is prevention of defects. So, detect defects as they occur in the processing. So, second one is detect trends in the process which may lead to the defect. So, Next one is remove defective parts from production to stop further handling and processing costs. So in the middle, if you find that any of them are defective, just remove it at that stage so that it does not, you can reduce on the cost of processing of that product. Then remove defective parts to prevent poor performance of finished product. So in the middle only, if you remove all the defective parts, then we need not bother about the defective products. Inform all levels of management on the performance of the manufacturing departments or units, and provide records for evaluation of individual machine or worker performance. Now, with the help of inspection, we will be able to just provide records. We can evaluate how each machine is working and how each worker also is performing. Then, the scope of inspection, there are several stages or levels at which inspection may be performed. They are into broad categories. One is the receiving inspection. Second one is the pre-production inspection. Then production inspection, and then we have the product test. Now, in the receiving inspection, it is the process of examining purchased goods or materials as they are received into the plant. So, whatever materials are received into the plant, we have to inspect. Its primary purpose is to establish whether or not these goods and materials are acceptable. It should be an inspection of quantity as well as quality. It is also known as inward goods inspection. So, in this receiving inspection, it will be an inspection of the goods which are received. So, it will be inspection for quality and quantity, and that is why it is also called as the inwards goods inspection. So, inwards goods inspection means when you are receiving the raw materials, that inspection takes place. Then, the next one is the pre-production inspection. This refers to inspection of materials prior to their processing or fabrication. So, it is the inspection of materials prior to the processing or fabrication. It includes first piece inspection or first off inspection of equipment and tooling and pilot batch or pilot plant operation. The primary purpose of inspection is to check on the ability of the machine or process to produce parts to specifications. So, this is the pilot project wherein you will just introduce the raw materials into the machinery, and when the first batch of goods arrive, it is to test the effectiveness of the machinery, whether it will produce the goods up to the specifications. Then, the next one is the first piece inspection. It refers to the practice in which the operator of a machinery or product brings the first part he or she produces on a new setup to an inspector to verify his correctness before he or she processes with the rest of the work order. So, the first piece, whatever he has produced, so that will be brought to the inspector for inspection, and only when he gives the green signal, the rest of the work order will be carried out. It assures that the tools and equipments have been properly set. Then we have the production inspection. It includes inspection after every operation is completed and the quality characteristics are checked in comparison with the quality standards set in the design. Usually 100% inspection is done to ensure that no defective item gets into the next stage of production after a certain operation is carried out. So, this is after every operation is completed and quality characteristics are checked in comparison with the quality standards set in the design. So, you have the design standards set, and then once the product comes out, you will be checking it with the already established standards. Usually 100% inspection is done to ensure that no effective item goes into the next stage. So, all the products, whatever has been produced, it will be inspected. Two common forms of production inspection are patrol or floor inspection. Second one is the centralized inspection. Then next we have the product text. In addition to the inspection of dimensions, appearance and quality characteristics, some inspections are called functional tests of individual parts and components or subunits. These include tests of physical and chemical properties, test for performance, endurance, efficiency of operation, and the like. Functional tests are conducted on finished parts or subunits or products. This is usually referred to as the product test. Now, once the product has been produced, then there will be inspection of some of the individual parts or components or the subunits, and they include the test of physical and chemical properties. So, whatever they have produced, they will have physical test of the product as well as for the chemical properties. Usually for medicines, they will be testing the chemical properties of the product which is produced, and functional tests are also conducted on finished parts or subunits or products. So they will be just testing the products for the strength, efficiency of operation, etc. And this kind of a test, we call it as the product test. Then next concept is the total quality management. It is a Japanese approach to quality. It refers to the quest for quality in an organization. One is a never-ending push to improve, which is referred to as continuous improvement. The second is the involvement, which means meeting or exceeding the customer expectations. So in total quality management, it is a Japanese approach to see that there is an enhancement of quality of the product which is produced in the organization. So there is always a continuous improvement objective in this. And second one is you try to improve the quality in such a way that you exceed the customer's expectations. It focuses on benchmarking every world-class standards, product and service design and purchasing. In addition, it involves number of other items. So in this total quality management, it involves some of the various items. They are team approach. So they have a team for total quality management. So with the team, they will be just thinking about how to improve on the quality. Employee empowerment. So all the employees, they will be seeing that there will be improvement in the quality of work done. Decisions based on facts rather than opinions. So it will be always based on facts. Whatever decision they are taking, it will be based on facts. Then knowledge of quality tools, that is the flow chart, check sheets, histograms, diagrams, that is the Pareto analysis. So at every stage of production, there will be an analysis of whatever is the work done in the production house. Then quality at the source and inclusive of supplies as a part of quality improvement program. So all these are a part of the total quality management. It is a process of continuous improvement at every level of the organization. The center of the entire process is customer satisfaction. So ultimately, it ensures that there is proper customer satisfaction. It implies that organization is doing everything it can to achieve quality at all stages of the processes, from customer design demands to product design to engineering. So we have to ensure that in total quality management, there is it can achieve quality at all stages of production. So every stage of production, there will be an inspection for quality, and from the product to the customer demands to product design to engineering. So every aspects of the product will be checked for quality here. Then it seeks to break down communication barriers among employees and also between the organization and its external stakeholders in order to increase cross-functional integration and provide new avenues for cooperation to improve the quality. So with the help of total quality management, it seeks to break down communication barriers among employees and also between the organization and its external stakeholders. It would be incorrect to think of total quality management merely a collection of techniques. Rather, it reflects a whole new attitude towards the quality. So with the help of total quality management, it is a new attitude towards the quality. It is about the culture of an organization. To reap the benefits of QM, the culture of an organization also must change. So in other words, it strives to develop cooperative relationship with its suppliers, distributors, so that continuous improvement of quality becomes their goals too. So in this TQM, there is are trying to develop a cooperative relationship with the suppliers. So the suppliers of raw materials, they have to supply standardized goods, and distributors also so that there is a continuous improvement in the quality. Next, quality certification. Many international businesses recognize the importance of quality certification. The E in 1987 established the ISO, that is the International Organization for Standardization. So 9000 certification, two of the most well-known of these are the ISO 9000 and ISO 14,000. The ISO 9000 pertains quality management. It concerns what an organization does to ensure that its product and services are suitable to the customer expectation. So with the help of this ISO, they are trying to ensure that whatever the products are produced, they are up to the customer's expectations. So ISO 14,000 concerns minimization of harmful effects to the environment caused by its operations. Now in ISO 9000, they aim at meeting the customer's expectation, whereas in ISO 14,000, they aim at minimizing the waste produced because of this production operations. Both ISO 9000 and 14,000 are in relation to an organization processes rather than its products and service, and they stress for continuous improvement. So with the help of these two standards, there is a stress for continuous improvement. Then next is quality certification. ISO is composed of the national standard bodies of 91 countries. About 90 countries have adopted ISO 9000 as the national standards. So there are so many countries which have adopted it as the national standards. It is intended to promote idea of quality at every level in the organization. ISO certification is an elaborate and expensive process. Any firm seeking this certification needs to document how its workers perform every function that affects quality and in mechanisms to ensure that they follow the expected lines. So here they are supposed to give information to this organization relating to how each worker is working and the mechanisms that ensure they should follow on the expected lines. So its certification is a complex analysis of management systems and procedures. So before you get the certification, there will be an analysis of the management and also the procedures. Rather than judging the quality of a particular product, it evaluates the management of the entire manufacturing from purchasing to design to training. A firm that seeks this certification must fill out and then be certified by a team of independent auditors. With certification comes to the register an ISO directory that firms seeking suppliers can refer to for a list of certified companies. They are generally given preference over unregistered companies. So when you submit all the documents which they ask for by this ISO 9000 certification, it will be a complete evaluation of the manufacturing process from purchasing to design and to training. So everything will be evaluated, and when they are giving the certificate, the name of that firm will be entered into the register of the company. So when the company gets an ISO certification, so that company's products will be most preferred than a company which is not registered under the ISO 9000. Then there are essentially 5 standards associated with the 9000 series. Measurements taken from product quality are plotted on a graph sheet on which 3 limit lines are drawn. A central line indicating the desired process average, that is the average level of the quality characteristics. 2 lines equispaced from the central line indicating the upper control limit and the lower control limit. After these 3 limit lines are established, they become the benchmarks against which to compare the future samples. So in this quality certification, there are 5 standards. So usually it will be plotted on a graph sheet. So there will be a graph sheet wherein the 3 limit lines are drawn. The central line is the desired process, that is the average, and 2 lines equispaced from the central line are drawn. So after these 3 limits are established, they become the benchmark. So this becomes the benchmark for the quality. The control chart distinguishes between chance causes and assignable causes of variations by fixing the natural limits of variation, that is, the upper control limit and the lower control limit. Then, quality assurance. It is the term used in both manufacturing and service industries to describe the systematic efforts taken to assure that the product delivered to the customer meet with the contractual and other agreed upon performance, design, reliability, maintainability and expectation of the customer. So, quality assurance is both manufacturing and for service industries to describe the systematic efforts taken to assure that the product delivered to the customer meet with the contractual and other terms agreed upon, like the performance, design, reliability and maintainability. It is a systematic process that ensures product, services or processes meet or exceed established quality standards. It involves activities and techniques aimed at preventing defects, identifying and resolving issues, and improving overall quality throughout the entire life cycle of a product or a service. So, with the help of quality assurance, they will be aiming at preventing the defects, identifying and resolving the issues in production, and improving the overall quality throughout the entire life cycle of the product. It aims to ensure consistent and reliable performance, customer satisfaction, and compliance with the regulatory requirements. So, they just have the main aim is to have customer satisfaction and compliance with the regulatory requirements. Then, quality assurance is defined by ISO 9000 as a part of quality management focused on providing confidence that quality requirements will be fulfilled. So, with quality assurance, manufacturers can ensure customers receive a defect-free product by preventing mistakes at the time of the manufacturing. So, with the help of quality assurance, we can be assured that the products are defect-free. Businesses can improve compliance to standards by monitoring processes and use feedback to improve efficiency and effectiveness. Then next, quality control and quality assurance. It focuses on the identification and correction of defects in the finished products or services. It involves activities such as inspection, testing, measurements to ensure that the product or service meets specific quality standards. Quality control is reactive and occurs at the end of the production process. Now, on the other hand, quality assurance is a proactive process that aims to prevent defects from occurring in the first place. So, in the quality assurance, it will try to prevent defects itself. So, it involves establishing and meeting processes, procedures and systems to ensure that products are designed, developed and produced consistently and reliably. It focuses on planning, defining quality objectives, implementing quality control measures, conducting audits and continuously improving processes to enhance the overall quality. So, in quality assurance, there is more focus on planning of the product, defining quality objective, implementing quality control measure, conducting audits, continuously improving the processes, etc. Then, next one, according to ISO standard on acceptance control charts, an acceptance control chart combines consideration of control implication with elements of acceptance sampling. It is an appropriate tool for helping to make decisions with respect to the process acceptance. A difference from acceptance sampling approaches is the emphasis on process acceptability rather than product disposition decisions. According to this, what is this acceptance control? It is a difference from acceptance sampling approach is the emphasis on process acceptability rather than product disposition. So a difference from usual control chart approach is that the concept of process acceptance is introduced in the process control. So acceptance sampling is a statistical measure used in quality control. It allows a company to determine the quality of a batch of products by selecting a specified number for testing. The quality of this designated sample will be used as the quality level for the entire group of products. When the product is produced in batches, so this accepting sampling is the number of products which have to be tested for quality. Once you get the number, the same number of products will be tested, and that will be the benchmark for all the products. Then a company cannot test everyone's product all the time. There may be too many inspection at reasonable cost or within a reasonable time frame. Also, comprehensive testing might damage the product or make it unfit for sale in some way. Testing a small sample will be indicative without ruining the bulk of the product run. So, a small sample can be tested. So, whenever we are testing the product, there will be a damage which will not be, that product will be unfit for sale. So, you have to test a small part of the product to ensure that whatever the produced in bulk, it meets the quality standards. It tests a representative sample of the product for defects. It involves first determining the size of the product lot to be tested, then the number of products to be tested, and finally the number of defects acceptable within the sample batch. So in acceptance sampling, we have three types, that is size of the product to be sampled, number of products to be sampled, and the number of defects to be acceptable. Then, products are chosen at random for sampling. The procedure usually occurs at the manufacturing site just before the products are to be shipped. The goal is to measure the quality of the batch with a specified degree of statistical certainty without having the test of every sample unit. How many of the predetermined number of samples pass or fail the testing, the company decides whether to accept or reject the lot. So, depending on how many of the products have passed the test or failed the test, the company will decide whether the batch will be ready for sale or not. The statistical reliability of a sample is generally measured by the t-test, an inferential statistic used to determine if there is a significant difference between two groups that share the common features. So with this, we come to the end of this session. Hope you have all followed it. Thank you.